Hello loves and welcome back to the channel. Today you guys are getting my review of Quicksilver, okay, by Callie Hart. This book, okay, I finished it yesterday. I had a really fun time reading this book. It is 670 pages, is on Kindle Unlimited, and basically, listen, it had the Fae. It had, hello Nyla. She's like, hi. Sticking her nose all up in there. It has Fae, witches, vampires, a lot of different I can't with her, I'm so sorry. Fae, witches, vampires. It had a lot of different types of species, which was really cool to see. But before we dive into the meat and potatoes, I want to just read a synopsis because this is going to be a spoiler-free review. I'm gonna try to keep it spoiler-free. So let us read the synopsis together. 670 pages on KU. Okay. Do not touch the sword. Do not turn the key. Do not open the gate. In the land of the unforgiving desert, there isn't much a girl wouldn't do for a glass of water. 24-year-old, and that's one of the things I love about this, is that the female main character is 24 years old. She is not a teen or coming out of being a teen. She's 24. Thank the heavens. 24-year-old Cyrus Fane is good at keeping secrets. No one knows about the strange powers she possesses or the fact that she has been picking pockets and stealing from the Undying Queen's reservoirs as long as she can remember. But a secret is like a knot. Sooner or later, it is bound to come undone. When Cyrus comes face to face with death himself, she inadvertently reopens a gateway between realms and it is transported to the land of ice and snow. The Fae have always been the stuff of myths, of legends, of nightmares, but it turns out they're real, and Cyrus has landed herself right in the middle of a centuries-long conflict that might just get her killed. The first of her kind to tread the frozen mountains of Evelia in over 1,000 years, Cyrus mistakenly binds herself to Kingfisher, a handsome Fae warrior who has secrets and nefarious agendas of his own. He will use her alchemist magic to protect his people no matter what it costs him or her. Death has a name. It's Kingfisher of the Agun Gates. His past is murky, his attitude stinks, and he's the only way Cyrus is going to make it home. Be careful of the deals you make to your child. The devil is in the details. So, first of all, lots of stuff going on there. Kingfisher is our MMC. Badass, Fae, Shadow Daddy, very foul mouth. Just to give a backstory on Callie Hart, which I just found out recently. This is her first fantasy book. Okay. Her previous book, her backlist is dark romance, and I'm actually going to start reading her backlist because I'm excited to see what else she, has written. Because I actually like her writing style for the most part. But this book was just fun. It was just a fun time. A lot of people on BookTok is going viral on BookTok, okay? A lot of people on BookTok are basically trying to, compare it to ACOTAR or say oh, if you're an ACOTAR girl, you might like this. And I do agree that if you like ACOTAR, you're probably gonna like this book and the series moving forward. But I don't think that they're similar or the same, because the vibes of this book are just a lot darker, and it's just a different vibes. It's different stuff going on. We're dealing with a different magic system. Cyrus, our female main character, she is an alchemist. She basically, the book is called Quicksilver, so it has to do with the Quicksilver that she can manipulate, which is basically deadly to anybody who comes in contact with it. She has to manipulate it in order to imbue different relics, and actually use it, because that's the only thing that can be used to transport between realms. So already we have a different plot going on. Already we have different magic system. We do have witches, vampires. We have a lot of different species and stuff like that come through. it was a really fun time reading this book. The only reason why I'm giving it 4 out of 5 stars is because 670 pages, and as you're reading it, there's moments that, like, even though you're deep into the story, it takes you out when there's a moment that you're like, oh, there's a grammatical error, or you just know that it kind of needed a little bit of editing. And obviously this is an indie book, so it's something that, you know, indie authors go through, where it's like sometimes, you know, especially when you're not backed by one of the big, you know, when you're not published in the traditional way, traditionally published, those things kind of, it's something that can impact when you're self-publishing. So I totally understand that. And the only reason why it's 4 out of 5 stars for me is because of the, like, I do feel like it just needed to be edited, and I do hope that it gets picked up, and, you know, that I wish her all the success. I'm working on my book right now as well, and I know, you know, that journey is gonna, where that journey is leading. But I definitely just felt like the book just needed some editing. But it was still a really fun ride. The romance was, it was super interesting. Just like, it's the banter, it was spicy. There is spice in the book. It was like Kingfisher has a foul mouth on him. Like, it had me kicking and like giggling. It had me giggling, okay? I can't say there's a lot of books out there that got me giggling, okay? And I was just like sitting on this couch just giggling, okay, yesterday. So it was like, it was just a really fun, I had a really fun time with it. Also, one of the things about this book is that it's very like, it's fast paced, but like any moment that you get too comfortable in a scene, something happens, and then it just, and then you're like off to the races, going to the next thing. Like, something else is happening and you gotta run with it. So that was also kind of fun. Like, you never really got too comfortable before something happened. It was also interesting to see how the different creatures were used in different scenes. Like, I really think that she took advantage of, like, oh, if there's vampires in the scene, she's going to use them. If there's different, you know, she's going to use them. Like, I really enjoyed that. That was really cool. It was also interesting to see how she used the gods in there as well. That was really interesting. I like the whole traveling within the realms. Like, there's resources that other realms have that you can only, like, if you had the Quicksilver, you can travel between, access them, create a trading. But because Quicksilver is like, there hasn't been an alchemist for so long, they're kind of trapped within the realm that haven't been able to do that. So that's like also like, it's just, it was interesting. It was fun. It's nothing like ACOTAR. I can see why some people would like want to nitpick at certain things and be like, oh my god, but this is like ACOTAR. If it has something to do with the Fae, can we just agree that people are going to compare it to ACOTAR at this point? Can we just agree? Okay. Kingfisher is nothing like Resand. Okay, so get that out of your head. Just it was just different. It was just completely different. There's certain things that I could be like, oh, but this happens, and that also happened over there. But it happened one differently. The vibes of the book is different. Like, you're not even thinking about ACOTAR when you're reading it. That was my personal experience. But it was fun. It was just a really fun time. I'm trying not to like spoil it or give too much away, but it was a really fun read. Like, it was one of my favorite reads of 2024 so far. I do say it's definitely properly hyped right now. I do think that it just, I honestly just think it needed an editor, but it was like a really fun read. Like, I wasn't mad at it. The characters were all very like different characters. When they came on the screen, they were giving what they contributed to the scene. I wasn't bored by their presence or just like, can we just get to this person or what? Like, I feel like I was pleasantly, like, found family is one of the themes of the book as well. I was pleasantly like really entertained. Like, this book is like, it asks you, is like, are you entertained? I was entertained. I had a really good time. I also have to say, because I know a lot of people at first when the book came out and it started going viral on booktok on TikTok, they were complaining about the cover, but I actually love the cover because it's giving like moody, broody, and I don't know, it's different. Like, lately it's all been like the books and stuff just have like text and in like a really cool style and like vines or like really cool design corners with gold and and stuff. I don't know. I feel like I missed having a book with a like a character in the front, and I just think he looks really cool in this. He looks interesting. Like, I want to know what's going on. I want to know why there's a tear. You know, like, it makes you ask questions. I feel like this cover makes you ask questions. Also, a lot of people were saying were trying to complain that, oh, this was an AI cover, but it wasn't. Callie Hart actually designed the cover herself, and she had to make a TikTok about it. So that was really cool to see that she, you know, she really put in a lot of love into this book, and I definitely respect her for it. And I can't wait to read her backlist. Like, I'm really excited to get to read her past works, and that for this being her first fantasy book, she ate. She gave me what I needed from a fantasy good book, from a male main character. And I could also see how her dark romance side kind of bled into some of the spicy scenes. Cause girl. Anyway, it's on KU. Go read it. I love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a blessed day.